Question. Since the beginning of my life, I have been haunted by the feeling of incompleteness. From school to university, to work, to marriage, to wealth. I imagined that the next thing would bring me peace, but there was no peace. This feeling of dissatisfaction keeps growing as the years go by. Nisargadatta Maharaj response. As long as there is body and the feeling of identification with the body, frustration will be inevitable. Only when you know yourself as entirely separate and different from the body will you find relief from the inseparable mixture of fear and desire inherent in the idea I am the body. Merely appeasing fears and satisfying desires will not remove the sense of emptiness you are trying to escape from. Only self-knowledge can help you. By self-knowledge, I mean the complete knowledge of what you are not. Such knowledge is attainable and eternal, while for the discovery of what you are, there may be no end. The more you discover, the more there is to discover. The path of truth lies in the destruction of the false. To destroy the false, you must question your deep-rooted beliefs. Among them, the idea that you are the body is the worst. Don't you see that all your problems are the problems of your body? Food, clothing, shelter, family, friends, name, fame, security, survival. All of this lose their meaning the moment you understand that maybe you are not just a body. Is it not important for you to know whether you are the body or something else? Understand that names and forms are empty shells. You are not the body, nor are you in the body. There is no such thing as the body. You have painfully deceived yourself. This is your misconception. To understand correctly, inquire, investigate, doubt yourself and others. To find the truth, you must not cling to your convictions. If you are certain of the immediate, you will never reach the ultimate. Think of yourself, but do not introduce the idea of a body into the picture. There is only a stream of sensations, perceptions, memories, and ideas. The body is an abstraction created by our tendency to seek unity in diversity, which is not incorrect. The basic idea is, I am the body, but this is a mental state and it does not last. It comes and goes like all other states. This illusion of being a body-mind exists only because it is not investigated. Non-investigation is the thread that runs through all mental states. It is like the darkness in a closed room. It apparently exists, but when the room is opened, where does the darkness go? It goes nowhere because it was never there. All mental states, all names and forms of existence have their roots in non-inquiry, in non-investigation, in imagination, and in credulity. Things are as they are because you accept them as they are. Stop accepting them and they will dissolve. Whatever you think with desire or fear appears before you as real. Look at it without desire or fear and it will lose its substance. You are attached to the small person you believe yourself to be. Your desires are narrow. Your ambitions insignificant. The person you believe yourself to be is merely a shell that imprisons you. Break the shell. Break the bonds of memory and self-identification, and the shell will break itself. Dive deep within yourself and find the source from which everything flows. There is a center that imparts reality to everything you perceive. So, what is at the center of consciousness? That which cannot be named or formed, as it has no qualities and is beyond consciousness. You can say that it is a point in consciousness, which is beyond consciousness, like a hole in the paper, which is on the paper and at the same time not on the paper. Thus, the supreme state is at the very center of consciousness and at the same time beyond it. It is like an opening in the mind through which the mind is flooded with light. The opening is not even the light, it is simply an opening. All objects of consciousness make up the universe. And that which is beyond both, supporting them, is the supreme state. A state of absolute quietude and silence. Whoever goes there disappears. Words or the mind cannot reach it. You can call it God or Para-Brahman or Supreme Reality, but these names are given by the mind. It is nameless, formless state that is effortless and spontaneous, beyond being and non-being, consciousness, being, life, God. Whatever name you give it, it is the foundation, the ultimate support of everything that exists. Just as gold is the basis of all ornaments, strip the name and form from the ornaments and gold becomes obvious. Believe me, you need nothing except to be what you are. You imagine that acquiring more will increase your value? It is like gold. Imagine that adding copper will improve it. Renunciation of everything that is alien to your nature is enough. Everything else is vanity. Free yourself from name and form and the desires and fears they create. And then, what will remain? Emptiness remains, but emptiness is filled to the brim. It is the eternal potential, while consciousness is the eternal present. In reality, only the Supreme is. The rest is a matter of names and forms. And as long as you cling to the idea that only what has form and name exists, the Supreme will appear non-existent to you. When you understand that names and forms are empty shells without any content whatsoever, and that the real has no name, no form, but is pure energy of life and the light of consciousness, then you will be at peace, immersed in the deep silence of reality. When all names and forms are abandoned, the real will be with you. You do not need to seek it. Shift your attention from words to silence, and you will be able to hear.